Okay, I okay. I'm gonna do a quick little video this time on my phone, so I can get in here a little closer on how to pin things. Okay. So the first thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some pins. Let me show you what real insect pins would look like. They're rather long. They have a tiny little head, and they're very thin. Okay. But you would have to order those special, and I don't really want you to have to do that. So I am accepting pins that are like this. You can buy these at a fabric store. They're long. They have too big of a head, really, but they'll be fine. I'm not going to take off any points for that. That's totally fine. You can use other pins too, but I'm telling you, if you get them shorter than this, it's going to be a lot harder. So you want to get these long quilting pins, I think they're called. Okay? So let's say you have a specimen, like I have this little guy here, cute little buddy that little class mascot, and he's been sitting very still for a long time. He's a master of just laying low. This little beetle, he's a beetle because look on his back. Do you see it on the middle of his abdomen? He's got that wing cover line going right down the center. So remember, on a beetle, where are you going to pin him? You're going to pin him on the right hand wing cover. So I would put him like this, get your pin, and I'm telling you, because insects have an exoskeleton and it's made of chitin, it's like a crab. When you eat crab, you have to crunch it, and the same thing will happen with insects. You're going to hear a little crunch here. So I'm not actually going to pin this guy, but I would go through the right hand wing cover. I would kind of hold him. You can use tweezers if you want. As you push in, you're going to put some pressure and you're going to hear a crunch. Then it will go through his body, and then you'll hear another crunch when it comes out the other side. It's a little hard to do it on a hard surface like this. So oftentimes what I do is I start it on a hard surface. And if you have it on a piece of paper like this, you can then move it off, kind of put your hand here holding down the paper. And do you see now the insect is over, basically he's just hanging over air. So now as I push the pin down through, I can go all the way through the paper, and it won't be that big a deal. You can also do it like on a soft cushion or something where you push down, so just so the pin can go all the way through the insect, if that makes sense. If it was any other kind of insect, remember you're going through his thorax, and you just kind of let it sit down there. Like if it's a fly, you aim for where the wings attach, and you're going to kind of go through that first part, and you want to try to have the insect, like when you're done, this insect should be as level, even and level as you can. You don't want it like tilted off to the side. You don't want it tilted like that. You want it to be like the finished product should look something like that. Can you see that, I hope? All right. Remember, on small things, you're going to make a triangle card. You're going to pin the triangle card, and then on the end of the triangle, you just put a drop of glue and you put the insect. If you feel like, as you're about to pin this thing, and you feel like, man, this is just going to destroy the insect, use a triangle card. You would never use a triangle card for something as big as this. But for smaller things, I'm kind of leaving it up to your choice, okay? So that's the way you're going to pin. These are the types of pins you're going to use. And then you have a box that you put these in. I would not pin these guys and then just leave them sitting all around. You're going to crush them and break them and lose. The worst thing is to catch your insect, do all the work of catching it, get it all ready, and then destroy it pinning it. So really try to be careful as you do this, okay? All right, I think that's all I have to say about pinning. So now you can go about catching and pinning your insects. I'm going to have a few dedicated days where I'm just like online on Zoom, where you can, call in, show me your insect. I can help you identify it if you have a hard time. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the internet. I will send, along with this lesson, I'll attach a key. It's not a key, it's just kind of a cheat sheet for some of the common insects that you find. That'll give you some scientific names or orders or whatever. You can look things up online, and just generally use your good learning skills that you guys already know how to do. But I am available to help you with questions. I totally understand at the beginning it's intimidating. At the beginning, nobody wants to touch their insect. They're like, oh. And then after a while, you're just like talking to your friend, putting them in your mouth. And, oh, yeah. And it quickly, like the weirdness wears off, okay? It's not a big deal. All right. Take care.